Hey, it's John Trout, Cider Blossom Orchard. Well, I'm still out here. It is a nice afternoon. We're about 60 degrees right now and overcast. But I thought it was worth putting up a video to talk about as a backyard apple grower, just what this stage of development means to you. What do you need to be doing with your apple trees at this point? This is what we would call full pink. It's when those apple blossoms are just full and ready to pop open. We're within a day or two of that here. As a matter of fact, I've got some blossoms open. But what does this mean for you and your apple tree in the backyard? What should you be doing? Should you be doing anything at all? Well, let's get a closer look at the trees and let's talk about it. This stage is what we would refer to as pink. There are blossoms ready to pop here. In just maybe a couple of days, it looks like, on this tree. This is a Liberty apple tree. It's going to be one of the first to open up here in the orchard. And if you look, here are some blossoms that are not quite as developed. They'll be a few days behind some of these other ones coming open. And that's not unusual for an apple tree. But what are the problems for Liberty right now? Really nothing. I would not spray this tree, other than the dormant spray that we did earlier in the year. I would not spray this tree. Certainly wouldn't put any insecticides on here yet. There's really no need for me to do that. There's one caveat to that, and I'm going to break away to that clip right now. Okay, do you see this guy right here? This little black caterpillar. They do a lot of early spring damage. I really don't know what they are, what the official name for them is, but they'll come out here as soon as these trees start to get some vegetative growth on them, whether it be apple blossoms or leaves. Man, they'll just hammer them. And you don't want them to be obviously attacking the trees to any real extent. And they're not a big nuisance. It's just when they're on the top of the tree and eating the vegetative growth on the very top of the tree that I don't want to lose, that they really start to irritate me. So we're going to return this guy to his maker. And I don't like spraying insecticides when I don't have to, and I don't feel like I have to yet, but I do watch out for these guys because they'll eat some buds. And so with those types of caterpillars on a big tree like this, there's really minimal damage that could be done. It's those smaller trees, those trees that we're wanting to shoot up. We don't want to lose that top bud. We want everything to grow up quickly as possible that we don't want to damage. Those are the trees that those caterpillars really need some attention with. But a big one like this, unless you've just got a major outbreak, no insecticides right now. I love looking at these. This neighboring Liberty tree has got some blossoms open. This one in the center is what is called the king blossom. The king blossom, if it's pollinated, will often produce the biggest piece of fruit on the tree. And you can see right there, the king blossom is open. The others will just be a day behind. And right over here, king blossom opened up, and then another one right behind it. So insecticides right now, no, not here on this Liberty tree, not with flowers open, because we don't want to harm the bees. The bees are our pollinators, and we certainly want to leave them alone. But what about fungicides? Well, Liberty is a disease-resistant tree. Doesn't really have rust problems, scab problems. Fire blight, I've seen it, but not really a problem. No powdery mildew issues. But what about trees that have that problem? Let's take a look at one of those. Okay, here we are at a Fuji tree. Fuji will have problems. Fuji will have problems with scab. Not so much rust. but scab is a major problem for Fuji. And so if I were worried about scab at this point, or really any point since these leaves came out, I would have sprayed a fungicide, a Captan fungicide on this tree. I don't have much of a scab issue this early in the year, but when these leaves are this young and this tender, scab can really affect them. So a Captan spray at this time of the year is certainly a possibility. And the thing with fungicides is you can spray them while blossoms are open because you won't kill bees with fungicides. I still try to refrain from it, but if we get a lot of wet, warm weather during bloom, there's some other things I'm spraying on the blossoms for fire blight control, and we'll get into that. But I may also mix in a little fungicide at that time just to try and control scab. And we'll get into that here in a couple of weeks when we get on the backside of bloom, but let's enjoy bloom first. So as a backyard apple grower, what do you need to be doing right now? Largely, nothing. Let the trees bloom. Enjoy the blossoms. If you've got specific problems, then we'll maybe address that. But if you're not having big problems with fire blight, big problems with apple scab, then sit back and enjoy bloom. It's getting ready to happen. Thanks for watching.